Suspiria, the 1977 film, is on many lists of the best horror movies of all time, and I had never seen it before, and if you know me, you know I love horror films, so I thought, hey, it's time to check this out finally, and when I saw that there was a remake done in 2018 that's on Amazon Prime, I thought, hey, what a perfect opportunity to watch both and compare them for my YouTube channel, so let's get into it. Both films are about an American ballerina named Susie Bannion, played by Jessica Harper in the original and Dakota Johnson in the remake, who has been accepted into a prestigious German dance studio, but quickly discovers something sinister and evil going on behind the scenes because women keep getting murdered. The 1977 film was directed by Italian filmmaker Dario Argento, and the thing that stands out the most to me about this film, and I think a lot of people would probably agree with me, is its insane musical score composed by Italian rock band Goblin. You heard a little bit of it in the intro of this video. I will never forget the music in this movie. So before I talk more about what I liked about this film, a few things that I didn't care for. Because this is an Italian film, what they did was they went back and then dubbed in voiceovers in post-production, which was a fairly common technique by Italian filmmakers back then. So because of that, throughout the film, you get these strange audio dubs that don't look quite right.
Oh, yes, she was a very famous Black Queen. A powerful witch with a tremendous talent for doing evil.
And it does kind of take you out of the film a little bit, at least it did me. So while I was watching, I was like, instead of paying attention to what they're saying and what's going on in the film, I couldn't help but notice that the mouths and the audio weren't quite right. I also found some of the acting to be quite stiff and then also outrageously over the top at times, and a lot of the dialogue was...
I once read that names which begin with the letter S are the names of snakes.
There was also this hilarious scene where one of the characters is being chased by a murderer and gets stuck in some razor wire. But what the movie lacked in script, it more than made up for in its style. This film is gorgeous. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. The way that shots are framed and lit, not very many horror films can compare to the beauty of this film. And I want to give credit to the cinematographer. His name is Luciano Tovoli. Well done, sir. And aside from the bad dialogue and stiff acting at times, the atmosphere created by Argento in this film is absolutely downright creepy. I just felt this feeling of unease throughout the entire film, which is what you really want when you're watching a horror film. And I think a lot of that is also due to the creepy-ass music by Goblin, which is present almost throughout the entire film. Okay, what about the 2018 remake? It was directed by also an Italian filmmaker named Luca Guadagnino, sorry about the pronunciation, starring Dakota Johnson as Susie Bannion. Okay, so I have a bone to pick with this movie, and it involves something that I just don't understand. There's this character, one of the main characters, an elderly male psychologist, who is not a character in the original film. Anyway, I believe that this character was played by Tilda Swinton in heavy makeup. Cool, I guess? It's Tilda Swinton in makeup. She's a great actress. See what she can do? I would have preferred an actual old guy to play the role of an actual old guy. I don't think there's any shortage of elderly actors out there who could have filled that role, and I could just tell immediately that it was a younger person in makeup, and it was distracting to me, and I don't know why they did it. This movie is significantly longer than the original film, and it's actually broken up, I believe, into 5 or 6 acts. It's well over 2 hours long, and the original, I think, was kind of a tight hour and a half. So it has a lot more in it, and it definitely had some disturbing and haunting and frightening images, especially in the climax. And I will say that in my opinion, the acting is better in the remake than in the original, but ultimately it lacked a distinct atmosphere and style that made the original film so unique. The ending of the 2018 film is way different than how the original film ends. Both endings are really suspenseful and creepy and scary, but the end of the 2018 film, holy shit. The Susie Bannion in the 2018 film goes down a way different path and takes on a drastically different role than the Susie Bannion in the original film. I don't know if I want to give too much away, because if you haven't seen the remake, I do recommend it. It is a really good horror film. It's well directed and seriously pretty scary at times. However, while it is a good horror film, it's well directed, pretty scary, I will say that I did come away thinking it was somewhat forgettable, except for maybe the climax. But that original 1977 film, I will never forget. And I think a lot of that has to do with the musical score by Goblin. The 2018 film doesn't really have much music in it that I can remember, and I think it hurts because of that. So, which one's better? I'm gonna go with the original 1977 Suspiria. All right, have you seen either of these films? Maybe both? Comment below, give me your thoughts on them. What did I leave out as far as similarities and differences? Comment below. Stay tuned for more videos in the near future. My next video will be Psycho. I will compare the book to the 1960 Alfred Hitchcock classic film. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.